Hello, Calvin. Thanks for joining us today. First, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name's Cal Stammer. I work for the Wisconsin Department of Veteran Affairs in the VORP program. Just under 10 years active duty service prior to doing this, multiple deployments, Iraq and Afghanistan. And yeah, I moved back home, Alaska, Texas, wife, kids, and now I'm back home working for the WDVA, working for the state government, and really enjoying what I'm doing.
Perfect. That sounds good. Yeah, I did one tour in Afghanistan. So
Yeah, I
never
see
made it
that.
to Iraq though. Tell us a little bit about like the area you work in.
Yeah, so I work in Region 7, kind of our central Wisconsin, Outagamie, Wapaka, Winnebago, Waushara, Calumet, and Manitowoc. So it's a really different type of area. I got some areas that are bigger cities, and then I have rural Wisconsin too. So it's really different demographics. It's not just me in the cities, and it's just not me in rural areas. It's a very unique population, and it has a lot of different things going on in it just because of the diverse population and between rural and cities.
Nice. Yeah, that is unique. A lot of the different people have been interviewing, a lot of it's either cities or country, and having that aspect where it's both, that really is unique.
No, absolutely. Yeah, it's a completely different set of challenges, I think, just based off of where you're at and what community you're working with that day.
Yeah, I can see that. What services does your office offer veterans?
Yeah, so in the veteran outreach and recovery program, that's my role, but I do work for the WDVA. So when a veteran or a service provider, a community member gets a hold of me, it's my job just to work with that veteran or the provider or the family member and figure out what services are best for the veteran, right?
Mhm.
One of the things is every single veteran is different. Every single person is different. Every single veteran has different qualifications because the word veteran is used and it's such a giant term, right?
Oh yeah.
We got people that serve in the reserves. We have people that are still serving in the National Guard and reserves. We have people coming off of active duty. We have folks that served one day of federal active duty service that got in a Humvee accident or got in a bus accident, and now they're 100% service connected. So it's really our job in the VORP program to figure out. You got to look at that DD 214. You have to sit down with those folks and figure out what services and what programs are going to benefit them the most. And a lot of times, we work with folks that just at National Guard or reserves, and they don't have all those different resources available. So in the VORP program, it's our job to figure out, well, we might be using more civilian programs and civilian resources to get those folks back on their feet. I mean, it's a lot, and I understand that. One of our other big focuses is mental health services, right? So we have the unique ability to work with those folks and to get those folks around those barriers. I think that's one of the biggest things is we see with veterans and we see with people is we have barriers in our life and they get in the way sometimes. And it's our job to work with those folks, go around those barriers, if you want to put it that way, crash through them, jump over them, whatever we have to do to get those folks back on their feet. That's our job. We do provide intensive case management for folks if they're willing and if they want to do it. There's no timeline to it. So we don't have a timeline in our program whatsoever. A veteran can work with me for years. A veteran can work with me for a couple of months. It's really, really cool. And then us, we do sometimes have that ability to pay for mental health treatment as well. So sometimes, we're working with folks that don't have the ability to pay for treatment for mental health or substance abuse. We can work with those folks, work with providers, and get those folks into treatment and programs to help them get back on their feet as well.
Wow. Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
exhausting. Yeah, it's a lot. It's every single day I go into work, I really don't know what's going to happen.
Mhm.
My Outlook calendar, but once my phone starts ringing, it could be a really different day. Every day is different.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. What era veteran do you think you guys see the most?
I think really when I first started out this job, I was seeing a lot more of that Vietnam era veterans. I was getting a lot more of those referrals. But kind of as time goes on, we're seeing a lot more of the OIF, OEF veterans popping up, getting help, getting services. Desert Storm era veterans as well. Um, I go through my caseload and go through all my contacts and everybody I talk to. I think it's just such a wide range of veterans and their family members that we talk to. And, like I said before, all those different veterans, they qualify for different services and programs, right? Based off of the eras they served to with pension and all of that stuff. So we have to know, when those folks sit down with us, do they qualify for a pension? How do we get them a pension? All that type of stuff. So yeah, I wouldn't say I have like one, set era of veterans that I work with by any means.
That's good to hear where it's coming from across the spectrum, from all the different areas. Is there any like demographic of veterans you think you guys don't see that often?
When you get out to those rural communities, a lot of times we do see older veterans, right? In those rural communities, just because we know people retire. It's a lot of people's dreams to get out of the cities, get into the country and retire. So in those rural areas, we don't see a lot of the OIF, OEF veterans, and we don't see a lot of the Desert Storm era veterans either. Just because a lot of times they're working, they have families, right? And sometimes they're just not getting the services and programs they need because they're in more of a rural area. And that kind of really goes on to their CVSO, making really good contact with their county veteran service officer. And if they ever pop up in that CVSO office and they have some stuff going on in their lives, the CVSO knows to give us a call for if we're appropriate.
Okay, that's good to know. Would you say there's any other bigger challenge or big challenges that your office faced with helping veterans?
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things is there's a lot of veterans in the state of Wisconsin, and there's only 11 of the VORP, folks. So there's 11 of us. We cover 72 counties in the state. We're all working really, really hard, doing the best we can every single day. So, we only can be at one place at one time, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I'm traveling around my 7 counties quite a bit. I'm on the road at least 3 days a week, meeting veterans. And one of the unique things is I go to them. We do have that ability that the veterans don't have to come to us. We can meet them where they're at because a lot of times that's when people feel most comfortable to talk. So yeah, I only can be at one place at one time. Unfortunately, I don't have a time machine and I can't travel, in between all my counties.
Yeah, I understand that. That would be nice.
It
Maybe
would
get a
be.
DeLorean.
It would be. As long as I hit 88 miles an hour, I'd be good, right?
Yeah, perfect. What are some different ways your offices reach out to veterans in the community?
I mean, I think we do such a great job. When I first started, this entire thing is about building your network, right? It's about
Mhm.
building that veteran network that if a veteran pops up in Wapaco, Wisconsin, or if a veteran pops up in Manitowoc, and they go to any of the providers, they show up, they know to like, hey, give this Cal Stammer guy a call. He can help you out. So it's really building that network, I'd say, first of all, of, just all of your community providers, shelters, CVSOs, hospitals, the librarians, right? Like going to the library because we know when people are struggling, they're trying to get back on their feet. You go to the library a lot of times, and you're looking for jobs, and it's a safe place to be. It's warm. Getting referrals from librarians or bus drivers, police officers, I think is the biggest thing. It's just that network, veterans and veteran providers and resources, even your VFWs, your American Legions, to just like, hey, give this Cal guy a call. I think he might be able to help you out. If he can't help you, he'll get you in contact with somebody that can.
Perfect. Well, that's really good. What are some other organizations you guys do work with in the area?
I think I kind of said it like 2 seconds ago. But yeah, I mean, our partnership with our CVSOs is huge. The WDVA relationship and your county veteran service officer relationship, we work hand in hand. We can really try to make those CVSO offices a one-stop shop, where the CVSO can handle those benefits and claims and all of that. And then we can come in and kind of provide those other services and get those veterans connected to all the other resources. I think I probably talked to probably like 25 different providers, and like every couple days it feels like, especially that relationship with the VA as well. Getting those folks, like the VA can be very confusing, especially with community care. You got me?
Yeah.
Okay, I kind of froze up. Yeah, especially with that community care and all these different things that happen in the VA. Getting those folks a social worker, an OIF, OEF coordinator, or somebody like that can help them on that VA side is a really good relationship as well. But yeah, the VFW post, your American Legions, all the other veteran organizations is a huge relationship too. Because sometimes they have that ability, you got a veteran that needs to move and they're handicapped, they're in a wheelchair, they don't have anybody. We got to get some help in the community, right? And a lot of times those posts will bend over backwards and just really help folks out too. So
Perfect. Well, the last question I got for you is, what's the best way for a veteran to get a hold of you or your office?
yeah, absolutely. So I think the best way to get a hold of me, is just give me a call. It's the simplest thing. Give me a call. My phone number is listed on the VORT map and on the WDVA website. And a lot of times if I can't answer the veteran question, or, I'm going to get you in contact who can help you. And I'm not going to say I know everything about the veteran world by any means, but if I don't know it, we'll get you working with some folks that can. And then if it's somebody else around the state too, just get on our website, look at the VORT map, and get a hold of the folks in your region.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for being here today. You gave a lot of great information. And yeah, thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Thank you.